Hey, be okay.
Good morning, folks. Brian Loma here. We're at the Lindsay Flanagan courthouse, and currently just taking a quick video to let everybody know that we looked up for Eric Williams, and he did not show up today in the court system. So we've been looking for him. It appears he's been dropped off, and so that's a concern and consideration that we want to make sure of right now. And he was dropped off. He was not detained. He did not show up at the Denver jails or any of the other facilities and mental health or anything like that. So he was not detained according to records last night. And again, that's the RTD follow-up. And what we have going on here today is 4 or 5 police officers who are hanging out here in the hallway because this young man who's homeless and struggling with mental health issues and other concerns is here in the courthouse. And as you can see, there's like four police officers that are always around watching this guy moving around. You see this? So this is what the bother is. This guy shows up for court. He's got some mental health struggles. And immediately, there's 3 or 4 squads, officers around him at all times of the day. So he's been out here struggling, talking about the issues. But we're not going to make a super long video here, but what we just want to show is that even in the courthouses, if you can see down the hallway there's a whole bunch of cameras on the ceiling. And we're being very discreet in our videotaping this morning because they wanted to try to tell us that we can't videotape. And look, there's a whole crowd and crew of people coming. So you have multiple cameras up. 8 cops. Oh, there's EMTs in that crowd. So yeah, guys, I absolutely was in the middle of just checking on Eric from yesterday, and we ended up doing some court support to get this guy, Mr. Gallegos, check on his situation, the guy that was detained last night. We found this guy roaming the jail, detention facility, worried about going to jail for his a warrant, but he didn't have a warrant. He's homeless and he's struggling. And since we walked into the building, there's been police officers here non-stop on him. And he's finally got some EMT medical attention coming by. But the problem is that when you walk into the courthouse and you're homeless, you have a cop on you 24/7 as you come in. There's been no less than 2 or 3 police officers on this young man the whole time. I brought him into the courthouse because he had a court appearance. He was in the wrong building, and security officers were not helping. They were not willing to look at his document and tell him which building he was supposed to even be in. So what we have is this homeless guy who is mentally distressed, worried about being arrested for missing his court date. He's now getting medical care inside the Lindsay Flanagan courthouse. We have at least 6 officers and EMTs combined. So there's 4 EMTs, 4 officers, that's 8, plus HSS security, kind of roaming back and forth here. And he got a drunk ticket, trespass or something, and that's why he showed up for court this morning. It was his 2nd appearance, so it's not even a pleading appearance. And he was worried about being arrested. He's asking them to take him to jail. Look at that. Now we have 2 HSS security personnel up here, 4 EMTs, and 4 officers with guns on their hip, all in this courtroom courthouse hallway, to attend for one homeless person who arrived today for a second appearance. It's overkill, folks. It's a misappropriation of resources. Again, you can't see all down the hallway all these people. And so, we're just watching over things, huh, guys? No matter where you are in the world, you could get out of your house and go to a courthouse. You could go to a public building where people try to stay warm and shelter. You can observe. You can make friends. You could offer somebody, a little friendly human contact. Be an angel of mercy for that human being. Today, that's what I did. I brought this guy in from the wrong courthouse to the right courthouse. And you guys, it's just a sad scenario. Again, there's six cops now, 4 EMTs, a caseworker, 3 social activists, and 2 HSS security personnel for 1 person. Right? This is an overkill of resources. Right? And this is what we're drawing attention to, right? Why is so much money actively being spent on this payroll right now? I can understand 2, maybe 1 security personnel and 1 or 2 EMTs, right? But 4 EMTs on the scene, 5 EMTs, 4 EMTs, a caseworker, 2 HS security guards, and at least 3 sheriff's officers. What are we running here, folks? $15, $20 a minute? A minute. Easily. So they're hauling them off for a mental health facility or medical examination and care. That's ambulance support staff here now. Lots of pretty girls. Lots of pretty people. Look at that. It's just a full hallway for 1 guy. He's going to be all right, folks. But you know what? This would have happened a lot differently if I had not intervened, I think. And I'm going to just leave this camera here. I'm just going to leave it set up like that if possible. Leave the situation running. I want to go talk to these guys real quick, folks.
Right now, we just have So let me talk to the prosecutor, and where you're both coming from, because as of right now, it's the same place. Right, I'm hearing is the same, and see what she can do.
Good. Can he be qualified to get into the
So that's the second additional discovery. I'm not even sure it's sent. Anything.
What about
What happened?
Right. We can't typically do work that's
in the terms of this will try and
there sometimes
I don't know.
request for pre-trial supervision, but I have to drop it. I don't see that that's still the case right now, but I'll certainly talk to the prosecutor and let her know that and the order.
So how, if I didn't show it's sent from my email?
okay, well, whatever.
Oh, I went forwarded from, I forwarded
I'll let you guys know what Emily says.
Very good. They're taking him in for some I'm going to go in and take care of my primary All right, folks, for those of you who are still here, beautiful part of our city, I'm going into the courthouse room now, so I have to shut off the video. But for those of you who are just here, Andrew, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Gallegos was distraught. He was in the wrong courthouse. He's actually at the the center across the street, and could not be found to get assistance by HSS or other security. So I stepped in, brought him over to his right courtroom, where he still didn't get to appear, but he did talk to the public defender, and the Attorney General's office knows, the District Attorney's office knows that he was here for his second appearance, but he's been taken in for mental health care, observation, and his case manager from Denver Health is going to look at getting him into some long-term assisted living, showing that there was some need for some greater assistance, that he doesn't belong in the streets, he doesn't belong to be homeless, he has Social Security or other benefits that he cannot qualify for. We heard some really horrible stories that he was talking about, dressed up and assaulted and all kinds of things as a child. That messes people up, folks, when we abuse our children, when we abuse members of our society. It has long-standing impacts. And when we walk around and we see people in situations, we have to be humane. We have to recognize their needs for help. And we gotta take the time to help one another to make a better society. So I've done that this morning. Eric from last night, our little trespassing stop, it looks like he was not detained. He was released from police custody and not brought to the detention center. He just was taken out of sight before he was released. So hopefully that was part to our videotaping efforts. But I'm going to go into the courtroom now. Thank you all for being here and continuing to support our efforts. This is Brian Loma from the Lindsay Courthouse, clocking out.